You want to grab the jacket if you're going out. Looks like it's going to be chilly.
It'll be chilly, not quite as cold as the last couple mornings, but back up to near 60 tomorrow.
Okay, thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you back here for News 2 at 10.
Tonight, a special edition of World News Tonight from Paris, a city on edge, the breaking developments, the panic we witnessed on the streets, hundreds running from a vigil, the fear that set in, and new images emerging from those 3 hours of terror. The American band on that stage when the gunfire started, the shootout with police in the streets, the hostages desperate to escape, the pregnant woman clinging to a window ledge. Also at this hour, the international manhunt for this man, one of 3 brothers suspected of taking part in the attacks, several others under arrest. Also breaking at this hour, the massive bombardment, the airstrikes taking aim at the heart of ISIS in Syria. And security now stepped up in America. Bag checks at football games, the heavy police presence on public transit. As we ask, what's being done to keep America safe?
From ABC News, this is a special edition of World News Tonight with David Muir, reporting tonight from Paris.
Good evening tonight from Paris, a city stunned by the magnitude of the terror that has unfolded here. But tonight, this country is sending a message back, launching multiple airstrikes at this hour against ISIS targets in Syria. France launching warplanes bombing the ISIS stronghold of Raqqa. Retaliation for those attacks, 3 hours of terror. And there is now an international manhunt underway. French authorities releasing this image tonight, a 26-year-old French national being described as, quote, very dangerous. A warrant now out for his arrest. One of his brothers, they say, was one of the attackers. They believe he is one of the attackers, too. Another brother has been detained tonight. And here in Paris, a stampede at a memorial today. Mourners sprinting away, fearing another attack. Taking cover inside this cafe, crouching behind chairs. It was a false alarm. And we have chilling new images tonight of the moment of crisis inside that theater. The American band on stage when gunfire erupts. Here's what we know at this hour. At least 129 dead, 352 injured, nearly 100 in critical condition. Authorities describing 6, quote, highly coordinated attacks, 7 attackers with matching suicide belts. Tonight here, our entire team is on this, the manhunt, the airstrikes, but first, the chilling new images of the terror as it unfolded here. Tonight, Paris remains a city on edge. Mourners gathering here at the Place de la République, laying flowers, everything calm, and then suddenly, panic sets in. A rush, screams, thousands begin running. A stampede begins. Police say fireworks being set off were to blame for the chaos. Crowds trampling on the carefully laid memorials, falling down right onto the candles, sprinting as teams of police approach, guns raised, peering around the squad cars. This all comes as tonight there is an all-out manhunt now underway. Police chasing clues. This car being towed near the scene of one of the Paris attacks. And just outside the city, another car found, 3 Kalashnikov automatic rifles inside. The discoveries come just as this new video emerges, capturing the moments French police go head-to-head against the terrorist gunmen who inflicted their horror inside that concert hall. Time magazine obtaining video of the terrifying scene unfolding in real time Friday night. From silence in the street to suddenly a barrage of bullets. Officers crouch behind their police cars, carefully approaching the suspects. They take aim, then shoot. Then the heavy gunfire ensues, sparks in the streets. More than a dozen shots. Innocent bystanders can be seen running for cover. Photographer Patrick Zachman captured the images.
I heard the sound of a woman screaming, aidez-moi, aidez-moi, so help me, help me.
And just above the officers, the concert hall, sirens blaring, and then a flash. Witnesses inside reported the attackers yelling, Allahu Akbar, God is great, yelling Syria and Iraq too. And in front of the stage, the American band playing, when suddenly the gunfire drowns the music. One singer appearing frozen, the drummer taking cover. Behind that concert hall, hostages desperately trying to escape through emergency exits, even the windows above. And hanging from those windows, one woman who tells everyone she's pregnant. the wounded hobbling down below, others being dragged away from the gunfire.
S'il vous plaît, qu'est-ce qui se
Please,
passe?
what's going on? One person yells. They're shooting on us. They're shooting on us. Someone responds. I'm here, baby, I'm here. A loved one calls to another as more shots are fired. This is now the deadliest attack here in France since World War II. And with ISIS claiming responsibility, we now know it was a highly planned killing spree. 6 separate attacks. 3 teams of terrorists, the attackers wearing identical suicide belts. And tonight here, a clearer portrait of those 3 hours of terror. The first of the attacks starting at 9:20 p.m. outside the stadium. A suicide bomber blowing himself up in the middle of a soccer match. 5 minutes later, 9:25 p.m., 4 miles away, gunmen in a black car opened fire at 2 restaurants, killing 15.
I was holding on to a woman on the floor with me, and I realized she wasn't breathing.
Then at 9:32 p.m., a block away, the shootings at another restaurant, killing 5. 4 minutes later, the gunman opening fire on a 3rd restaurant, hitting diners on a terrace, killing 19. 4 more minutes go by, and a suicide bomber detonates his belt further down the street, seriously wounding 1 civilian. And in those same moments, the 3 men wielding AK-47 rifles were bursting into that concert hall as the band Eagles of Death Metal were playing. They begin shooting at concertgoers one by one inside Bataclan Hall. Meantime, as all of this unfolds, 2 more suicide bombers detonating their belts outside the soccer stadium. And shortly after midnight, 12:13, police raid the concert hall, the attackers blowing themselves up. At least 89 murdered inside, carnage across the city. The deputy mayor telling me today they have never seen anything like it.
But when you see the bullet holes straight through the windows of the restaurants that they drove by and fired in on innocent people, that's something that's entirely new.
Yes. I must say, this is not Paris. This is not Paris.
You can see the bullet holes where they fired indiscriminately right through the windows of the restaurant. While people were having dinner inside, they've now placed flowers here to remember the 15 victims in these 2 restaurants alone. And if you come across the street, you can actually see the memorial that's been growing by the hour here in Paris. People coming out to all of these sites to remember all of those who were lost.
Including this young family, bringing their little boy to light candles, but telling me paying tribute in this small way is still not enough.
I don't think coming is enough. It's not enough to understand.
We met so many families out across Paris today sharing that sentiment. And in a moment here, more on that pregnant woman you saw there clinging to a ledge for several minutes and the other witnesses and hostages who made it out. But we do want to get to that other breaking headline as we're on the air tonight, the manhunt. 200 miles away in Brussels, authorities now say 3 brothers connected to the terror attacks. 1 dead, 1 on the run, a 3rd brother now detained. And they are warning the one that got away is very dangerous, telling the public not to intervene. They believe he is one of the attackers. ABC's chief foreign correspondent Terry Moran in Brussels.
Tonight, an international manhunt for a suspected terrorist who authorities say was one of the gunmen in the Paris attacks. 26-year-old Salah Abdeslam, born in Brussels. Officials tell ABC News that he is one of 3 brothers. 1 brother died during the massacre, and the other was detained in Belgium. Authorities say Salah Abdeslam is dangerous, and they warn the public not to approach him under any circumstances. He's believed to be the gunman who led the team shooting at people in restaurants and bars in Paris, authorities tell ABC News tonight. Police picked up his escape trail in a suburb just outside of Paris after they found a car that had been used in the attack. And they believe he then took a different car to Brussels. En route, he was pulled over at a traffic stop, but not detained, and he made it across the border. Authorities later seized that car in Belgium. Now, the focus of this intense investigation here in Molenbeek, a poor suburb of Brussels plagued by radicalism.
The streets of this neighborhood are full of Arabic restaurants and grocers and butchers, and it's one of the neighborhoods that has sent more jihadi fighters to Syria and Iraq than any other place in Europe.
7 arrests here yesterday. A chaotic scene as 1 man was pinned over a wall and arrested outside a subway station, officers with guns drawn standing by. But tonight, Salah Abdeslam is still on the loose.
One of the arrests in this fast-moving case was made in that house just behind me. And the Interior Minister of Belgium said today that the jihadi problem in this place is out of control. David?
Terry Moran in Brussels tonight. Terry, thank you. And just down the street here behind me in Paris, the concert hall that is still blocked off. There are still so many questions tonight. And of course, that image now seen around the world, that pregnant woman we showed you earlier, clinging to a ledge for more than 2 minutes. ABC's Matt Gutman is here in Paris tonight with her story and the witnesses here in this city who saw it all.
For more than 2 torturous minutes, she dangled from the windowsill. Beneath the mystery woman, people spilling out of the back of the Bataclan Theater. Some collapsing right there, still alive, as the slaughter goes on inside the theater. Listen, you can hear her cry out, Mister, I'm pregnant." The camera pans, these people dragging victims. This man hobbling. And throughout, the woman still hanging. Finally, another person tries to help. And the fate of that mystery woman on the ledge, still a mystery tonight. Meanwhile, inside the theater,
we had this crackling noise like firecrackers.
The gunman on the balcony level. The theater seen here in happier times on the website. But on this night,
we were covered with blood and more than blood. I mean, pieces of flesh.
Celia and Benjamin had been on a date night. Now playing dead. They heard the shooters just feet away.
In perfect French, no accent, the man said, "You killed our brothers in Syria, and now we're here."
The California-based band apparently whisked away to safety. Tonight, France began releasing the names of the dead, and now, as shown by the BBC, their faces.
And 15 of those people, David, died right here at this restaurant. You can still see the blood smearing the facade of the restaurant right there. And even in the middle of the night, people coming to pay tribute, laying wreaths, lighting candles, posting signs like that. Paris, City of Light. David.
Matt Gutman here in Paris tonight. Matt, thank you. We turn now to new questions this evening surrounding a passport that was discovered beside one of the attackers, and it comes amid sweeping raids across Belgium. You heard Terry report there. 7 suspects detained in 24 hours, where much of the planning might have taken place. And now this new image of that passport found on the body of one of the attackers. A Syrian passport fueling a possible theory tonight that a terrorist may have faked his way into the country, slipping in as a refugee. ABC's chief investigative correspondent Brian Ross on that part of the story tonight.
A major break in the investigation came within 24 hours when police in Brussels arrested 7 possible accomplices and are now interrogating them. Officials today said top ISIS commanders in Syria planned and directed the sophisticated Paris attack. Part of a new ISIS strategy to go global, with claims of responsibility for Paris issued in 4 different languages: French, Arabic, Russian, and English.
Indeed, this is just the beginning. There is a specific unit for planning and carrying out attacks in Western Europe and in the United States.
For the Paris attack, at least one of the 10 terrorists was first sent from Syria to blend in with the wave of refugees arriving in Greece, where European officials say he presented this Syrian passport with what is probably a phony name. And officials say he was part of the team that attacked the Paris stadium and was the first to detonate his suicide vest. Another terrorist assigned to attack the concert hall has now been identified as a 29-year-old French citizen who was flagged by officials 5 years ago as a possible terrorist, but never charged with a serious crime. His fingerprint was matched with a detached finger found in the debris at the hall.
And tonight, the Iraqi ambassador in the U.S. is confirming reports that Iraq on Thursday had warned France and the U.S. of an impending major attack by ISIS. The CIA, David, is declining to comment tonight. David.
Brian Ross in our New York studio tonight. Brian, thank you. French President Hollande calling the terror attacks here a, quote, act of war. And tonight, the White House agreeing with those words, saying, yes, this was, in fact, an act of war. And in fact, at the G20 summit in Turkey today, President Obama saying this is, quote, an attack on the civilized world. And in this image, President Obama and Russian President Vladimir Putin huddled for 35 minutes on the sidelines of the summit, likely discussing Syria, Paris, and ISIS. And now word of those French airstrikes tonight, bombing the ISIS stronghold in Syria. ABC's chief global affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz tonight on the strikes and on what, if anything, the U.S. might do next.
The French Air Force tonight pounding the de facto ISIS capital of Raqqa in northern Syria. 20 bombs targeting ISIS. The bombing campaign following a stern warning today from President Obama to those responsible for the Paris attacks.
We stand in solidarity with them in hunting down the perpetrators of this crime and bringing them to justice.
ISIS is also strongly suspected of blowing up that Russian passenger jet, prompting that rare private meeting today between Obama and Vladimir Putin. Obama urging the Russian president to focus Russian airstrikes solely on ISIS. After months of U.S.-led airstrikes, the president telling our George Stephanopoulos before the Paris attack, ISIS gains on the ground have stalled.
From the start, our goal has been first to contain, and we have contained them. They have not gained ground in Iraq, and in Syria, they'll come in, they'll leave. What we have not yet been able to do is to completely decapitate their command and control structures.
The military says about 75 mid- or high-level ISIS fighters have been killed since May, including Jihadi John. But there are thousands and thousands in Iraq and Syria, and as we've seen, many outside those borders as well. David?
Martha Raddatz with us again tonight. Martha, thank you. There is still much more ahead on this special edition of World News Tonight from Paris. And up next here, the risk back home in America. Tighter security across the U.S. tonight at football games, public places. But can sites like this really be kept safe? And how many ISIS sympathizers are authorities aware of in the U.S. right now? And the big political debate now after the tragedy in Paris. Is this Islamic terrorism? And Donald Trump tonight on how this would have been different had the victims had guns. And later here, One Man's Act, playing the piano near that concert hall right here in Paris. His message to his country and to the entire world tonight.
Stanley Steamer is the first carpet cleaning service certified asthma and allergy friendly. It's our new standard of clean. Call about our $99 carpet cleaning special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer, your certified cleaner.
Do you suffer from constipation or irregularity? Trust Dulcolax for dependable relief. Try free at Dulcolaxoffers.com. Dulcolax tablets are comfort coated for gentle overnight relief. Hurry, try free at Dulcolaxoffers.com. Dulcolax, designed for dependable relief.
Whatever you're doing, plan well and enjoy life. Or as we say at United Healthcare Insurance Company, go long. How you plan is up to you. Take healthcare. Make sure you're covered for more than what just Medicare pays. Consider an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. The only Medicare supplement plans that carry the AARP name and the ones that millions of people trust year after year. Always have a plan. Plan well, enjoy life, go long.
The cold truth is, there's no easy way to do your job when you're sick. Tough symptoms? Need Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough. Its 4 cold symptom fighters put you back in control. Stay unstoppable. Alka-Seltzer Plus.
I made a bet with him. He thinks no one loves Consumer Cellular as much as he does.
Oh, yeah? Then why do you think they keep getting the highest consumer satisfaction ratings?
Their plan started just $10 a month.
And no contracts.
Yeah.
Consumer Cellular has been providing AARP members with great service since 2008, and members get special discounts.
So other people love Consumer Cellular as much as I do?
Millions. To start your 30-day risk-free trial, call, go online, or visit a Target or Sears store today.
Nexium 24 Hour is the new #1 selling frequent heartburn brand in America.
I hope you like it spicy.
Get complete protection with the purple pill, a new leader in frequent heartburn. That's Nexium level protection.
We're going to turn now to the unprecedented push to keep Americans safe back at home. And this question, does the U.S. really know how many ISIS sympathizers are in America right now? Here's ABC senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas.
The massacre in Paris caught Western intelligence and the French by surprise. Flat-footed. And while we don't yet know precisely why the plot went undetected, U.S. officials are deeply concerned that ISIS may have deployed new encryption technology, making their communications invisible, so-called going dark.
I've been complaining about going dark, the ability to go dark. I think you're going to see that's going to play a significant factor in this event. Very interested to see what type of phones they're equipped with, what type of apps they had on those phones.
Today, here in the U.S., security expanded at NFL games and at key locations throughout the country, including Times Square.
We're here to prevent, detect, deter, and disrupt.
David, security is being stepped up at soft targets like at this concert here tonight at the Verizon Center. And tomorrow, people here at home should expect to see more police near mass transit throughout the nation. David?
Pierre Thomas with us tonight. Pierre, thank you. And when we come back here, was Donald Trump right? Would the outcome have been different had more of the victims here had guns? And what Pope Francis said today about what unfolded here in Paris.
My mom and I have the same hands, same eyes, same laugh. And since she's had moderate Alzheimer's disease, I've discovered we have the same fighting spirit, too. That's why I asked her doctor about new once-a-day Nemzaric.
New Nemzaric is approved for moderate to severe Alzheimer's disease in patients who are currently taking and can continue to take certain doses of both Namenda and Donepezil. New Nemzaric is the first and only treatment to combine two proven Alzheimer's medicines into a single once-a-day capsule that works two ways to fight the symptoms of moderate to severe Alzheimer's disease. Once-a-day Nemzaric may improve cognition and overall function and may slow the worsening of symptoms for a while. Nemzaric does not change how the disease progresses. It shouldn't be taken by anyone allergic to memantine, donepezil, piperidine, or any of the ingredients in Nemzaric. Before starting treatment, tell the doctor about any medical conditions they have, including heart or lung problems, seizures, stomach ulcers, bladder, kidney, or liver problems. Tell the doctor if the patient will have any procedures involving anesthesia, which may cause muscle problems. Other serious side effects may occur, including slow heartbeat and fainting, increased stomach acid, which may raise the chance of ulcers and bleeding, nausea and vomiting, difficulty passing urine, seizures, and worsening of lung problems. The most common side effects associated with Nemzaric are headache, diarrhea, dizziness, loss of appetite, and bruising.
Mom and I share a lot of moments, and we're making the most of each one.
Ask your doctor if new Nemzaric is right for your loved one.
When you're living with diabetes, steady is exciting. Only Glucerna has Carb Steady, clinically proven to help minimize blood sugar spikes, so you stay steady ahead.
Working on my feet all day gave me pain here.
In my knees.
But now, I step on this machine and get my number, which matches my Dr. Scholl's custom-fit orthotic inserts. Now I get immediate relief from my foot pain.
My knee pain.
Find a machine at drscholls.com.
Think your heartburn pill works fast? Take the Zantac It Challenge. Zantac works in as little as 30 minutes. Nexium can take 24 hours. When heartburn strikes, take Zantac for faster relief than Nexium or your money back. Take the Zantac It Challenge.
Saving for retirement. At Voya, we believe the best plans start with the little things, like making smart choices every day to save your orange money, $1 at a time. Start today, be ready tomorrow. Get organized at Voya.com.
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis like me, and you're talking to your rheumatologist about a biologic, this is Humira. This is Humira helping to relieve my pain and protect my joints from further damage. This is Humira giving me new perspective. Doctors have been prescribing Humira for 10 years. Humira works for many adults. It targets and helps to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to RA symptoms.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Talk to your doctor and visit Humira.com. This is Humira at work.
The attacks on Paris front and center in the race for 2016. The debate this weekend, Hillary Clinton making headlines for refusing to say the fight against ISIS is a war against, quote, radical Islam, saying that would be painting the fight with too broad a brush. And Donald Trump turning the tragedy in Paris into a debate over gun control, saying if the French had more guns, it would have turned out much differently. And from the Vatican tonight, Pope Francis speaking out about the attacks here in Paris, calling them beneath the dignity of human beings. The pontiff expressing shock at the barbarity and calling it blasphemy to use the name of God to justify violence and hatred, as the ISIS fighters claim to do. When we come back here on a Sunday night, the outpouring of support for a wounded city. Images tonight from around the world, standing with Paris, lighting up the night sky. We'll be back.
Look, the wolf was huffing and puffing.
Like you do sometimes, Grandpa?
Well, when you have COPD, it can be hard to breathe. It can be hard to get air out, which can make it hard to get air in. So I talked to my doctor. She said,
Symbicort could help you breathe better, starting within 5 minutes. Symbicort doesn't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden symptoms. Symbicort helps provide significant improvement of your lung function. Symbicort is for COPD, including chronic bronchitis and emphysema. It should not be taken more than twice a day. Symbicort contains formoterol. Medicines like formoterol increase the risk of death from asthma problems. Symbicort may increase your risk of lung infections, osteoporosis, and some eye problems. You should tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it.
Symbicort could mean a day with better breathing.
Watch out, piggies!
Symbicort. Breathe better, starting within 5 minutes. Call or go online to learn more about a free trial offer. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Hi. Hey, you look good. Thank you. I feel good. It all starts with eating, right? That's why I eat Amazing Prunes now. They're delicious and help keep my body in balance.
I love these Sunsweet Amazing Prunes, the feel-good fruit.
If you have high blood pressure like I do, many cold medicines may raise your blood pressure. That's why there's Coricidin HBP. It relieves cold symptoms without raising blood pressure. So look for powerful cold medicine with the heart. Coricidin HBP.
That's life. That's what people say. You're riding high in April and shot down in May. I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June.
That's life. You diet, you exercise. And if you still need help lowering your blood sugar, this is Jardiance. Along with diet and exercise, Jardiance works around the clock to lower blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes. It works by helping your body to get rid of some of the sugar it doesn't need through urination. This can help you lower blood sugar and A1C. And although it's not for weight loss or lowering systolic blood pressure, Jardiance could help with both. Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration. This may cause you to feel dizzy, faint, or lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Other side effects are genital yeast infections, urinary tract infections, changes in urination, kidney problems, and increased bad cholesterol. Do not take Jardiance if you are on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of an allergic reaction. Symptoms may include rash, swelling, and difficulty breathing or swallowing. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you have any medical conditions. So talk to your doctor, and for details, visit Jardiance.com.
Emma's dark plan is exposed.
She's manipulating you. That's what the Dark One does.
A startling revelation that will splinter their world.
You really want to know the truth no matter how awful.
I do. New Once Upon a Time, special 2-hour event, tonight on ABC.
Jennifer Lopez hosts the American Musical Awards live next Sunday, 8/7 Central on ABC.
Finally tonight here, in the past 48 hours, we've seen amid the horror, hope. A global outpouring standing together, uniting behind the people of Paris. These simple brushstrokes have become a global symbol of solidarity. Je suis Paris. Around the world, the images, the blue, white, and red, and all of those voices joining in a spontaneous chorus. Here on the streets of Paris, sitting down at a single piano with one song and a message. Peace. And that is our broadcast tonight from Paris. I'm David Muir. I thank you for watching, and from all of us here at ABC News, have a good week ahead.
Under siege, multiple deadly attacks. America, the world, now on high alert. Monday, for breaking new reports, turn to ABC's World News Tonight.
Never before
has performance sounded so revolutionary? Watch the big finish of The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 2, November 20th. Get revved up with 0% APR for 75 months on select 2015 Dodge Chargers at the Black Friday Blockbuster Sales Event on now. Get 0% financing for 75 months or $3,500 total cash allowance on the 2015 Dodge Charger SXT.
You probably can't work out like an NFL player, but now you can eat like one.
Get our Claire's Choice pizzas, the new sriracha meats, the barbecue chicken and bacon, or the loaded works, just $12 each.
Better ingredients, better pizza,
better football
at the new papajohns.com.
It's Family Leisure's Ultimate Game Room Sale. The Focal Point, pool tables, shuffleboard tables, card tables, and bars. The seating, theater seating,